Happy Sunday to you. I hope it's been a good week. One of the biggest things on my mind this week for myself, as well as I hear about what's going on in the world and certainly in the US, is just the desire to reconnect with community and what that means for each of us. For some, this period of time where we've been asked to be really more thoughtful about that and restrict our movement, restrict our connection with other people, that has been more or less challenging. But I think that really community and connection was what was speaking to me. So a few things. Number one is I would love to share a poem with you today that is by a poet that is, they call themselves Sailing to Windward. And if you're not a sailor, if you don't sail, what that means basically is that you're sailing into a headwind and you're navigating your boat. You're moving into it in such a way that you're skillfully using the wind to help push you towards your destination, and rather than working against it, and you can actually use that to fill the sail full of speed and dexterity. And I love the idea of the sailboat as well, in terms of thinking of ourselves as being that vessel, and with all the tools and all of the things that we are learning to cope with this period of time, the keel to our boat is getting deeper and more stable. So we are better able then to navigate waters that may have smaller waves or smooth sailing, but the deeper keel of our knowledge, our wisdom, our resilience, all of the things that we've been building will help us to navigate with more skill and ease. So with that, here's the poem. In community lies strength of numbers to support the sick and the weak. In community, somebody hears me with louder voices to speak. In community lies public purpose to shield from the harshness of life, to offer and receive common friendship, to protect from the gun and the knife. In community, we teach each other about science and art and sport. From this we gain our vitality, and through this our sickness is fought. In community, others surround us. Their dreams, their love, and their faces encourage our hearts to prosper, our minds to accept other places. In community, disaster may come, but grief shared and faith in our all makes death's pall linger less strongly. Our tears with others can fall. In community lies man's ambition, without making larger our fears. Together we make sense of being and bring joy and length to our years. I love this. We are stronger in our natural desire to be in community. We are better able to navigate pain, fear, anxiety. So what are you doing right now, currently, to help foster that in your life while we're being asked to be physically more separated? How are you fostering a feeling of community and connection? So thinking about that for yourself, I'd have some wonderful resources I've been coming across, and I'm sure you have too. Share those with each other, by the way. Create a little page of like, here's what I found. But there's some other great ones maybe that I didn't hear about until I really went digging into it a little bit more. Quarantine chat. Yeah, for real. So that's the thing. It's a great space where around the world people are connecting with music and art and spoken word, and just to talk and connect with people and have a shared experience of what this is like. I think that's pretty interesting, right? Quarantine chat. Did you know that you could actually take museum tours for free right now through the National Museum of Art in DC, there's the Louvre, there's the Tate in London. They've got free Google tours that you can take and travel the world virtually to see beautiful pieces of art and connect with different cultures in a very interesting way. And of course, there's ways to communicate through all the interesting ways we've been trying through our virtual platforms and sharing of laughter, of things that we're doing, baking and creating art and music. Have you played any virtual board games? There's some really good ones out there. Okay, my favorite one is Terraforming Mars. I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek, but there's some wonderful platforms that they're creating out there for people who love to play games like that with family and friends all over. So Maybe you have a virtual board game night. Be creative. Yeah, and this is not just for now, of course. This is a great way of building community around the country, maybe around the world. Maybe you forge new friendships or you deepen friendships. And so that post-quarantine, post-COVID, we move into a world where we are more connected and the circle of us has enlarged that much more. So, as I connect with you today, please spread that feeling to others in your community and widen your community. Do good, give where you can, speak kindly, smile, even if it's just with your eyes because you're behind a mask. Do what you can. I think you all are doing the best that you can every day, and that's all that we can expect of ourselves. With that, have an amazing week and find some creative ways, new ways, that maybe you haven't tried before to expand your community. Support yourselves and your well-being. Have a beautiful rest of the day and the week. Namaste.